How's it going, creeps? Welcome back to Cinema Creep and the second live stream of the night. So, if you were watching the first live stream when we were trying to watch Driller Killer, YouTube shut it down. YouTube shut us down. So, um, from my knowledge, Driller Killer is in the public domain and it's okay to stream. I guess not. I've streamed other movies here on YouTube before without much of an issue. But we're gonna try a second movie. We're gonna try "I Drink Your Blood" from 1971. This is also in the public domain, and I think that this one is gonna be just as good of a watch. I have not seen this movie in a very long time, and I've only seen it once, so I don't remember much about it. So it is. Let me read the synopsis here, and then we'll jump over to IMDb, and we'll get this horror movie watching party going. So feel free to make your way back in, and if you are coming from the last stream, let me know over in the chat. We should be streaming on Twitch, on Kick, and here on YouTube. So the synopsis for this movie is, let me get my tabs all situated here. All right, the synopsis for this movie is a group of satanic hippies wreak havoc on a small town where a young boy whose sister and grandfather were victimized by them tries to get even with deadly results. So, very grindhouse. It is directed and written by David E. Durston. So, let's see what else Durston's done. Um, this is what he's known for. He died in 2010, born in 1921 in Newcastle, Pennsylvania, died in 2010. He, let me see here. Boy Napped, Stigma, Blue Sextet, The Love Statue, Felicia, Navy Log, Your Hit Parade. He didn't do a whole lot of stuff, but he did this movie, and that's what's important, and that's what we're gonna watch. So, what's up, Frank? Glad you came back. So, like I said, YouTube shut us down. Um, Apparently, Driller Killer is not in uh, the public domain. Well, it's supposed to be. So normally movies that are in the public domain, you can stream. YouTube is really weird. It pisses me off a lot of times with the weird live streaming rules. But I mean, I get it, I guess. You just you got to play by their rules or they're going to shut you down, and that's what they did. So this movie maybe we'll have better luck with, and if they shut us down on this one, then I guess that's gonna seal our deal for live streaming for the night, but I'll comment and let you guys know what happens if it cuts out, and then I'll just figure out how I'm gonna do this better on Friday nights. Like, watch-alongs are cool, where, I can play the movie and you guys can play the movie and we can watch it together. But I like when we're actually watching the movie together, right? Because watch-alongs, you can you have to get the people on the other side to have the movie or rent the movie or hit play at the same time, or you're watching at um, different intervals, and it's kind of hard. Uh, so I have been able to stream House on Haunted Hill successfully. The one from, I think it's the '60s, phenomenal movie with Vincent Price. That one they didn't shut down. That one was streamed successfully all the way through. It wasn't on this channel. It was on my other channel. That stream is still up. So we're gonna see what they do with this one. Hopefully they don't shut us down, and you know we'll see what happens. So again, this is I Drink Your Blood. We're gonna get into it. Still got all my snacks. I haven't opened anything yet. This movie is, how long is this film? This movie, Not gonna tell me. Okay, 1 hour and 23 minutes. 5.9 out of 10 stars. Um, has gnarly artwork. That poster is pretty sick. I would like to have that poster. Let's see. Some cool images. We'll click through these just to see what we're in store for. Snake Farm, $25 admission. See the giant boa constrictor. I should be able to read that as easy as I did. I wonder if they shut it down because maybe, these are like rated R, or maybe because they're violent or something like that. Maybe that's why they shut it down. I mean, that could be something because you never know who's gonna tune in and watch, a rated R movie or, something violent like that. So, um, well, good. I'm glad this is gonna be the first time. So what I got for snacks is coffee. Not really a snack, but it's an essential. I've got a can of Dr. Pepper. Again, not really a snack, but an essential. Check this out. Candy pop, M&M's mini popcorn combined into one. So it's essentially like popcorn with M&M's minis basically melted to it already. Saw this in the store, and I figured this would be perfect for tonight's live stream. So that, and if I get desperate, hot and spicy Cheez-Its. So, those are going to be the snacks of choice.
Fond of me lobster, ain't you?
And kick back, get comfortable, watch this movie, and talk in the chat as we watch it. So let me go ahead and get this started. And if it shuts down, my apologies. I will figure out what I'm going to do going forward for these Friday night live streams. May end up resorting to watch alongs if we have to. So let me go ahead. All right. It didn't even want to share the audio, I think, from Driller Killer. I wonder why that was such a big issue. All right, here we go. Let's give this a watch. This has the awesome little grindhouse intro in it too. So
let it be known to all the spirits that I am a Capricorn, living in the 10th house, the house of our Lord Satan. Let it be known to all the spirits that I, Horace Bones, was born into hell and reborn to this earth. Let all the spirits hear, I am the firstborn son of Satan. He commands my thoughts. I speak his words. The book of the dead. Sons and daughters of Satan, put aside your worldly things and come to me. Let it be known, sons and daughters, that Satan was an acid head. Drink from his cup. Pledge yourselves. And together we'll all freak out. before the Sados sacrifice, repeat after me. To the glory of the mighty one in hell, I will devote myself.
To the glory of the mighty one in hell, I will devote myself.
I will worship him.
I will worship him.
I will suffer for him.
I will suffer for him.
I will die for him.
I will die for him.
I will kill.
I will kill for him.
O Father of damnation, on the eve of destruction, protect this ritual circle, and the blood of Sados will flow freely in your honor.
Horace.
Who's that girl? Stop her!
Hey, Horace, it's okay. She's with me. She's a local kid. She's from around here.
You invited her here?
Yeah.
How many times have I got to say it? No strangers on the scene. Local girl, my ass.
Pete, is that Sylvia?
Sylvia, Sylvia!
Oh, my God, what happened to her? Oh, run and get your grandfather, Pete. Sylvia.
Son of a bitch.
It's no use. Everybody out. We'll have to make it to the next town on foot.
Population 40.
Soon it's going to be 48.
Well, guess who's coming to Denton?
Valley Hills. Sounds peaceful. Maybe I'll drop my kid there.
Hey, don't wake him.
There you carrot these nuts.
She hasn't uttered one word. She's in shock.
Isn't there a doctor up at the damn site?
Yes, there's a Dr. Oakes. I'm sure Roger would let him come.
Can't you do something for her, Grandpa?
I'm only a veterinarian, Pete, and your sister's not an animal.
Somebody certainly treated her like one.
What do you think happened?
Nobody around here could have done it.
It could be one of the construction workers up at the dam site.
Well, I have to go up there anyway. I'll tell Roger exactly what's happened. He'll find out who did this. Come on, Pete.
Woo! Sorry, I just locked in a great refinancing rate for my student loans with Credible.com.
Woo! I'm the credible.
It's either credible or it's not.
The wait is over. FanDuel Sportsbook's now live in North Carolina.
America's #1 sportsbook is here.
FanDuel makes it so easy to get started.
You can bet on all your favorite teams,
all your favorite sports,
even all your favorite golfers.
Plus, you can play any way you want. Everything from live bets to same-game parlays.
And you can get paid instantly. That's like the whole point of winning.
New customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. Make every moment more with FanDuel.
It's your igniter. We'll help get that fixed. Then your oven issues, done.
All right, so I'll bring this back up after after the ads are done running. Man, okay, I gotta figure out how to do this. Apparently I just need to not run this on Tubi next time. So or download it or something. So I have seen Blood Diner. Blood Diner is pretty rad. 1987. So Blood Diner's sick. Be cool to do a full film review on that. Like I mentioned in one of my videos, it's been hard to do these full film reviews because so many gnarly trailers have been coming out. But coming this week, I'm going to start doing a lot of full film review videos for the channel because I know that I don't want to get pigeonholed into just doing like trailer trash videos. That was supposed to be just an additional segment to the channel. But Louie's back.
Good morning.
I know you've got problems, but so do I. We've got to talk.
Fellas, you go on. I'll catch up to you at the dam.
Something dreadful has happened. Roger, I'm very upset.
What's upsetting that can't be fixed?
Pete's sister has been assaulted and brutally beaten, and I know one of your men is responsible.
But if the girl's in a state of shock, how do you know one of my men did it?
Who else could it be? There's nobody left in Valley Hills because of your damn dam.
Honey, don't take it out on me, huh?
I'm sorry. I guess living in a ghost town, so isolated, so alone, it's beginning to get to me.
Look, the dam will be completed before you know it, and you'll never be alone again.
Oh, it can't be soon enough. That bakery is only open at your request, Mr. Davis.
And a good thing, too.
When Frank was killed...
Hey. We agreed never to discuss the past.
Morning, Pete. Let's have the usual, huh?
Coming right up.
What about Sylvia Banner?
Honey, rape is a little out of an engineer's domain.
Big help you are.
Look, I'll do what I can, but I'm no detective.
Doctor up.
Good morning, Mrs. Nash. How are you?
Fine, thank you. I'm kidnapping your doctor for a while.
Of course. Something happened in town?
Wow! Hey, the madness of city life sure psychs me out.
Hippies. Hippies all over our place.
This place is from no place. Nothing.
We ought to do 'em like we did those colored folks, honey. String 'em up. We should just string 'em up.
I'm hungry.
What a rat hole to get stuck in. Shit.
You better get used to it, because we're going to operate out of here for a while.
Horace Bones, sometimes I wonder about you.
Better pray I forget you ever said that. Nobody wonders about anything but me.
Okay. Okay, what are we gonna do here? I mean, there's nothing here to steal. There's no food, nothing.
And no fuzz poking in on what we are doing, dig? Shelly,
You're beautiful, but if you ain't careful, I'm gonna skin your ass alive. Good morning. Are you open for business?
We have a few meat pies left. Any milk?
We have a hungry bunch waiting out there. You see, we are all members of a rock music group. We were on our way to Tarrytown to play an engagement, and our truck broke down.
What a shame.
Would you happen to know of a place we could stay for the night? My wife isn't feeling so good.
I got one on the way.
Well, the hotel's been boarded up now for over 2 years, and the houses are coming down in another few weeks.
How much?
Oh, I'll settle for $5.
Thank you very much.
I threw in a few cakes on the house.
The Lord will bless you, lady. The Lord will bless you.
I don't feel like he means that.
Sulan, pick a house. Any empty house. The whole town's up for grabs. Pick your house, Sulan.
Satanists have to carry swords or some sort of knife. I think that's just in like the Satanist handbook. You also have to own a red cloak. Black cloak maybe if you're like, I think there's levels like karate, right? So you start not like a yellow belt, and then you level up to the red.
Come on, man. Why this place when there's so many others?
Complaining?
Just asking.
You also have to have a shitload of
It ain't
candles.
safe to go in there.
Why not?
It's haunted. Nobody's lived in there for years and years. It's full of big rats.
So we'll have a rat hunt. We'll barbecue them. Whoever catches the most rats will be supreme ruler of Sados for one night.
That guy is wild.
Hey, man, look at my rats!
Good, Rollo. Hey, just like shish kebab. Let it be known that Rollo Yates
is supreme ruler of Sados for one night. He can do anything.
I can do anything? Demand anything? Anything. Let it be known that I, Rollo Yates, was created in hell and reborn to this earth. I am the firstborn son of Satan. Therefore, Satan is a black man. He commands my thoughts. And I conjure you in his name to obey me. Satan said there is no fear. If his sons and daughters are willing to suffer for him, to die for him, to kill for him, then there is no fear of pain or blood.
Pain and blood are signs of life, not death.
Right, Sule. So I said, let us put it to the test. If there is fear among us, then we must get rid of it now. And if there's a cop-out in the group, then he is not a true member of Satan's family.
There's nothing to be afraid of, dear. There. Here, take this. Doctor's orders. You feel like talking about it?
Oh, Grandpa. It was horrible.
Oh, you can't turn away from this, Sylvia, and forget about it.
I'm so ashamed.
All the more reason why I should know what happened, don't you think?
I met this boy. I caught him stealing a chicken. His name is Andy.
You ain't serious about going through with this thing. You'll kill me. You'll kill me. Okay, sure. You can carry a thing up to a certain point, and then I bleed to death.
To the glory of the mighty one in hell, I will devote myself.
To the glory of the mighty one in hell, I will devote myself.
I will worship him.
I will worship him.
I will suffer for him.
I will suffer for him.
I will die for him.
I will die for him.
I will kill for him.
I will kill for him.
What are you characters nuts? Trying to scare me like this. Look, a chicken or a pig is one thing, but not Shelley.
Out.
Take him up to the attic.
Hey, Grandpa, what are you going to do?
Go back in the house, Pete, and don't ask questions.
I'm coming with you.
Did you hear me, boy? You're not to leave your sister alone.
Grandpa, you don't know what you're getting into. There's 8 of them, and they're crazy.
I know what I'm doing, boy. Now go back in the house.
That's enough. Cut him down. We have a visitor.
Is there something you want?
Is the young man dead?
Drunk, maybe. Dead, he's not. I'm surprised you're taken in by all this. You see, we are a theatrical group, and we were rehearsing a horror scene that we perform in theaters.
Are you the one they call Horace?
Among other things. Are you planning on using that thing?
Yes, you son of a bitch. Around here, we don't fool around with punks like you who attack and beat up young girls.
Are you talking about Sylvia?
Yes, my granddaughter. Outside.
If you're going to kill me, why don't you do it right here? It's much more convenient. Uh-uh. Your glasses are dirty. Let's clean them for you, or you'll never aim properly. There you are, nice and clean. See if the old geezer's gun is loaded properly. We wouldn't want a near miss, would we?
Take your hands off me.
Gramps, we want to cooperate with you.
Hey, you're pretty yummy for a dirty old man. Oh, have a breath freshener, handsome. Makes you stay sweet for hours.
Grandpa! Horace, let him go.
We can't let him go now.
If you don't let him go, we're in for a lot of trouble.
Hey, you, get off.
Get your ass downstairs and do something about that kid.
Come here, baby. Where's my grandfather? Hey, you're cute. Don't you like girls? What have you done with my grandfather? He's inside having a groovy time. If you don't send him out, I'm going to call Mr. Davis up at the dam. He's going to get the law on you. Honey, why don't you come inside with me now? No, you ain't getting me in there. Send my grandfather out. Cool it, Cherub. Wait here.
Hey, midget, come over here.
No. Oh, Horace, he's just a kid.
I want to talk to you.
Horace! Horace!
Horace, let him go.
Yeah, the next Cinema Creep video is going to be live streamed from a prison
Yes.
cell.
Give us a kiss, handsome.
I'm just
Before
going to
you
start live
leave.
streaming prison fights.
Come back real soon. Bye.
At Honda, we've chased down a lot of dreams, each one leading to the next. All the way to our
God, there's so many buttons I have to hit during the commercial break that might take me a minute till I get this down. Um, yeah, so like I said, this seems like this is the least threatening Satanist I've ever seen in any movie. But you're also messing, like with the time period of 1971, the late 60s, early 70s. So I think Satanists they had a different look back then. It wasn't necessarily, like I said, red cloaks and black cloaks and um, all that stuff. But if I was going to be a Satanist, which I'm not, but if I was, I would I would look like this guy here. Let me see. Let me share this with y'all. So I would dress like this. That's how I would look. Because I feel like I would automatically look threatening, and I have a sword, so that's one thing, right? I don't have a red cloak, but I have a red cape, and I have armor, like chainmail and a helmet. So I feel like if I was to create a movie with Satanists, this is how they would look. Um, and during this commercial break, let's check this out. So, are you guys fans of 80s metal album art? Because if you are, I mean, look at this, right? So just the way that they would do all their over the top artwork um, is uh, is just amazing, right? Like I'll just say it's amazing. Right? Like I love just like the fantasy scenes and the fantasy artwork that all of these stupid albums have in them. Um, if you have a favorite, let me know. Let's look at 80s just rock albums. So like Iron Maiden and the whole Eddie character, right? Like we all know him. But shit was so much cooler back then. Like look at this. Look at this Dio album. It's like this weird devil thing, like whipping this giant guy. It's a Holy Diver album. Um all right, our movie's back on. So I gotta get off this 80s album thing real quick. And my bad, the kid has a shotgun, so I don't know what happened. Or is that a shotgun or is that just a hunting rifle? Oh, Deathgasm was sick. I love Deathgasm, the movie. So gnarly. I need to do like a horror metal like top movie list video.
Pete, what did you do? Nothing. Don't lie to me. What was that shot I just heard? Don't get excited. I just shot at a mad dog that was snooping around. How would you know if it's mad? I may not know about that ill stuff that makes you crazy. I know about rabies. Grandpa told me all about it. Well, did you kill it? No, I don't think so, but I scared it off. Well, the thing has got to be caught and killed. I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to stay with Grandpa.
He wouldn't do the same for you.
And what happens if he dies? We're all responsible.
So we dumped him, no loss. He's a troublemaker anyway. Nobody will miss him.
Yeah, that kid's kind of an asshole. Is that a penis pump? What the hell is this little jerk about to do?
Good morning, Pete.
Good morning.
How's Sylvia?
She won't be in today. But I can help you with some of her chores.
Is anything wrong, Pete?
No.
You don't seem to be in a very talkative mood this morning. Let's see, 12, 24, 25, 26. That ought to be enough.
Maybe you want to make another dozen. For those folks who moved into the old hotel.
You mean the hippie group? They took over the old hotel?
Yeah, and they're going to be looking for something to eat today.
Well, I guess we don't want anybody to starve.
I hate this kid.
Just gonna string them all up like them white folks want to do. Well, I mean, it's just like that.
Good morning.
Good morning, boy. Hey, what you got to eat?
We have beef and chicken pies. We can let you have a dozen.
We got German Shepherd
Pie,
blood
right.
pies.
I don't think so. Hey, don't you have anything else?
The meat pies are ready now. Hot right out of the oven. We got a special on them. $1 apiece. If you take a dozen.
All right, we take the meat pies.
Yummy.
No, let me.
We'll make a baker out of you yet, Pete.
Nope, I'm going to be a veterinarian.
How you feeling?
Yeah, something's got to be done about that gang of savage hyenas.
Pete said that he saw a mad dog last night.
Not with rabies.
Is that milk in that pot,
Yeah,
like in the
that's
middle
what
of
he
the
said.
table?
And I better report that immediately.
Mildred's Bakery. Yes, Dr. Banner. No, he didn't. Pete never said a word about it. I knew he was worried about something, but I thought it was because of what happened to Sylvia. Pete, why didn't you tell me about the rabid dog? It should be reported immediately.
Because
Because why?
I killed it this morning. Mildred,
Yes.
what happens if a human gets rabies?
They go insane and die. Why do you ask?
No reason, just curious.
Meat pies again?
Well, that's all they had, Hick. If you want anything else, you got to walk 8 miles.
Don't complain, don't eat. Only more for us.
She just ashed on his head. This looks like the freaking Warriors.
Hey, Fatso, you aren't gonna finish that?
Yeah, tastes funny.
Well, it baked fresh this morning. I saw it come out of the oven.
She probably has morning sickness, don't you think?
So starve.
What kind of run was that?
Hi.
What do you want?
I got worried about you. How do you feel?
I'll live.
Listen, Sylvia, I'm awful sorry for what happened. Honest,
A lot of good that does now.
Will you listen? I'm gonna leave that idiot group. They're no damn good anyhow.
Well, how'd you get mixed up with them in the first place?
Kicks, that's all.
Some kicks. What are they supposed to be?
Sados, the sons and daughters of Satan. Not really, it's all fake. But it sounds kinky.
Satan?
But it sounds
you don't
kinky, so I
believe God.
joined.
I don't know. That's a fact, Sylvia. He sure doesn't treat us like he should.
Very funny. God, I feel like I'm suffocating.
Such a muggy day.
Not the weather. The spirit of evil that's gotten into you.
You mean you ain't hot from the heat?
I don't feel anything. I'm at peace with my father.
So I'm carrying his baby. So what more does the son of the little devil want?
I got a pain in my gut. What does that mean?
Cramps.
Devil's cramps, huh?
He comes in mysterious ways, Rollo.
None of us feel well, Horace. The food must have been spoiled.
Yeah, the show are anxious to unload those meat pies off on us. I think they done it deliberately.
I definitely think Rambo wouldn't be that bad to hang out with.
Wait a minute. Now I get the picture. They were trying to get even with us for last night. So tonight we wreck the bakery.
Not tonight. Unless you want us throwing up all over the place.
There's one way of curing a bellyache.
Horace?
I mean, he's
God
probably
damn
good.
it, we need the material and we need it now. Look, we're working around it, but it's holding us back. Look, you see what you can do and get back to me, huh?
Sorry, honey, I can't leave now.
Then I'll wait. I can't go into town. I'd be too afraid.
Are you sure Dr. Banner wasn't exaggerating? You know, he is an old man and he may be senile.
What about Sylvia? She was badly beaten.
All right, I'll buy that, but all this crap about a devil's cult, sacrificing humans
Roger,
and all this...
sometimes you infuriate me.
Now, wait a minute, huh?
A stupid pneumatic drill is more important to you than my
I
safety.
didn't say I wouldn't go into
Oh,
town.
forget it. It'll soon be dark, and I want to get home before then.
Look, I'll be in as soon as I can. And I still love you. Even if you are a stubborn bitch.
Don't bother, Mr. Davis. Just drop dead.
At Chamberlain University, we believe in running toward challenges, not away from them. We believe that
All right, so VHS tape. So thrifting Thursday. Funny story was I did not find any VHS tapes. I looked, didn't find anything worth bringing home. Normally I always find something. I found, like I said in the video, like I found some more of those Jesus tapes. I'm gonna just start collecting those, I guess, because I find them everywhere. So I should just start collecting to just see how many I can get. been on a dry spell. I did find that killer collection the other day, and I'd like to go back and buy some of those. That I posted up the community post with like Blood Rage and that guy had some other good stuff. This was just like a random antique mall too. So the problem is he knew what he had because he'll look on eBay and he will price them accordingly. So he had all the basket cases, 1, 2, and 3. He had, of course, with the Blood Rage for $200. Each basket case was like 30 or $40 for. I can't remember what else he had, but it's all in the picture. And then I picked up Aliens 3, which I already have. But I want a better copy because the case online is kind of screwed up. And then I also found the VHS of making of Alien 3. And then I found some old Metallica VHS, but I didn't end up buying them. I ended up putting them back. Yeah, that guy was just so expensive because Blood Rage is, I guess, sort of, I guess, rare to find on VHS. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. $200 is too expensive for it though. Like I love the movie because it's stupid. I would never pay that much for it. It'd be hard to get me to pay that much for any VHS. Good old Satanist knife right there. We were talking earlier. VHS is in my collection. I would say if I had to take a guess,
No!
I would say I probably have more than 300, and that's
You're mad, you son of a bitch.
VHS from childhood. So I don't have anything from when I was younger. This is all just like collecting over the last, like I said, like probably 10 years maybe, but really like looking and going out for like the last 5. And I would say probably if I had 300, I would say 98% of my collection is horror and the others like just comedy and like Western. I have a lot of fun named VHS for some reason. I also have love Jackie Chan, so I started collecting all the Jackie Chan VHSs.
On the eve of destruction, blood will flow freely in your honor, Father of Hell.
I think if I had to pick a second favorite genre, I love comedies. But I would say probably like action adventure. I don't watch a whole lot of modern day comedies. I have a friend, Brandon, who always is like quoting comedy movies from like recent comedy films. and half the time I don't get like the movie quotes that he's saying because I don't watch a lot of modern day comedies. Um, and I think I was ruined because I had such good comedy, like Dumb and Dumber, um, Ace Ventura, like Jim Carrey movies, even older Ben Stiller, like Zoolander, and even further back, like Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy and Chris Farley, David Spade. Love comedies. I don't really watch a whole lot of new ones, though, because I feel like the jokes that they're telling are just ones I've already seen, and they're just in a new package. Like a new rapper, and I don't know. It's just exciting again. A lot of them all seem the same anymore. And I do love comedy movies. Like modern ones like 40-Year-Old Virgin. I guess that's sort of modern. Love that movie. Super bad. Absolutely love it. I love horror comedies. Like a movie I can't say enough good stuff about is Deadstream. I talk about it every chance I can get, which is like I think that came out in 2000. It came out during COVID, I think, and it was phenomenal. The dude that plays the main character is absolutely hilarious. So it's not just comedy by itself, but it's a horror comedy. So if you haven't seen Deadstream, it's on Shudder. It's gold. It's like Evil Dead meets I don't even know what else. That has very Evil Dead type vibes to it. Love it. Do you have a favorite horror comedy? So speaking of VHS tapes, so I don't know if you can see them in my videos, but here above my computer monitor, I have a lot of VHSs here on this shelf, and then 2 shelves up, I have even more. I have my whole little TV surrounded that you can see in the background of my videos with VHS, and I have some random like VHS like stands that I thrifted that are around my studio here. And then I have a whole nother study. Like I have a study in my house with a bunch of built-in shelves that has just full of VHS movies. So they're sort of overtaking my house. And after this movie, if you want, I can just show you like what I have like right here in my immediate arm's reach. I'll just show you the VHS I have here. I got some pretty good ones, or I think they're pretty good.
Sit down.
Like I said, it's really hard to find rare tapes or find everything you want if you're not buying online. And in my video, like I said, I'm sort of against that.
Mrs. Nash, we're just sitting down to supper. Won't you join us?
I've got to use your phone. I must reach Roger. Something terrible is happening in town.
No, turn the light out.
It's okay. What are you doing here?
Well, listen, I'm in trouble. You gotta help me.
Okay, listen. Go and wait out in the barn, and I'll be out there just as soon as I can, okay?
Dead Alive is sick. Obviously the lawnmower scene, right? Like it's just a funny movie all around. And Peter Jackson, when people talk about Peter Jackson, like I always bring up that that's his best movie, and a lot of people that don't know are surprised to see that he went on to make The Hobbit and all of that stuff, and he made something like Dead
Take the truck
Alive.
and drive into town. Take Joe here and a few of the boys with you.
What's up?
I'm not sure. There might be trouble. Check the bakery. Make sure Mildred
I
Nash
think
is
I have
okay.
Dead
Leave
Alive on
one of the boys with her
VHS.
until I can get there. Then check the old hotel.
Can't you tell us
I
anything
would have
more?
to dig through
Mrs.
my
Nash
tape.
told me
I'm like
wild group of
90%
hippies
sure I
busted
have
into
it.
the hotel and are raising
I
hell.
think I have
We
the
can flatten
tape,
them,
but I
huh?
don't have the
Here,
box
better
to it,
take this in case there's any trouble.
which means technically
serious, huh?
I have to find
Not
another
sure.
copy. Or maybe I have the box and I don't have the tape. It was one of the two because I remember getting it and it being in another box, or getting the box, the Dead Alive box, and it not having Dead Alive in it. I can't remember.
Andy, what's happened?
Colored boy Rollo, you remember?
Yes.
He killed Shelley tonight. He stabbed him 10 times. I was there. I saw it. Then he came after me. I don't know what I'm going to do. Should I report it to the fuzz or what?
There's a sheriff at Sharon Springs, and it's only 8 miles away.
And if I do, how much do I involve myself?
My car is right over here in the driveway.
Come along with that flashlight, will you, Pete?
Is that real blood?
God's sake, don't touch it.
It's hard for me to believe that everybody, like, looking at the IMDb for this movie, I Drink Your Blood, that none of these people went on to do much of anything else. It's like they were all in this movie, and then some of them were in another movie by the director called Stigma. And after that, they didn't do much else, it doesn't look like.
No trouble, handsome. Where you heading?
Valley Hills.
Give a girl a lift?
So my favorite Chris Farley movie is, oh man, I'm gonna have to say,
Some black creep was following me.
Oh, well, you just
I'm gonna have to say I really, really love Tommy Boy. I remember renting Tommy Boy from Blockbuster and watching it for the first time with my mom and my older sister.
Anything
And
you're up to,
I remember just
Okay, Ed.
belly laughing. I can't even remember how old I was. I had to have been 5th grade, maybe. And
Hey, Max, look around.
that movie was
I'll
just
be right
so
back.
hilarious, and
Okay,
just like
Ed.
him and David Spades, just their chemistry on screen is like hands down some of the best comedic gold. And Dan Aykroyd, I've always loved Dan Aykroyd, so him being in that movie as God, what's his name in that
Guys
movie?
ain't gonna leave me out here.
Oh, we're just gonna have a look
He
around,
runs that big
honey.
auto
We'll be right
parts
back.
place. But yeah, I love Tommy Boy. What's your favorite Chris Farley movie? Do you have a favorite?
What's the big rush? Yeah, damn right.
The guy in the hard hat looks like Post Malone.
Come on, Rat. I have some treats for you. Come on, Rat.
Oh yeah, Almost Heroes. I forgot about that one.
That must be Davis calling now.
There's nobody here, man. Let's go, huh?
That has Matthew Perry in it. Rip to that guy. Like, I hate that that man struggled his whole life with addiction. I liked Matthew Perry.
Hey, Mac! Where are you? Where the hell did he go to? I knew I never should have picked up that broad.
Do you remember Beverly Hills Ninja? Oh wait. Wait, was I confusing Tommy Boy with Black Sheep?
Somebody's living here, all right.
No, Tommy Boy's right. I think.
Shit!
Yeah.
What?
Tommy Boy was right. Black Sheep is the one about politics.
Jesus.
Okay, yeah.
Don't look at it.
Yeah, Beverly Hills Ninja was
Let's get out of
super
here.
fun.
Come on. Wait a minute. Buddy! Get a hold of yourself. Hold it. Look at
Yeah.
Bud, we were told to check this place out, right?
I haven't
Well,
seen that.
I ain't doing it alone. So come on.
What else was awesome back then? Wayne's World. I loved Wayne's World 1 and 2 when I was younger. When did those come out? Those came out in 1992, so I was 6 years old when those came out, but my parents were like, they were like metalheads, and we always had some sort of 80s metal blasting in the house, so even from a young age, it was all about 80s metal, so I would watch stuff like Wayne's World and I was telling my wife just yesterday that I'm looking for this Ozzy Osbourne like VHS tape that would have his music video. Because me and my older sister, we would sit and we would just watch this VHS tape with the Ozzy Osbourne music videos on like a loop. Like we would watch it, and then as soon as it got done, we'd rewind it, we'd watch it again. So I'm looking for that just for nostalgia. I don't really listen to like Ozzy Osbourne or anything like that anymore. That was what my parents listened to growing up. So by default, I listen to it, but I'm looking for some of these VHS tapes that have that nostalgia value. So my sister being a couple years older than me, you know, she of course liked like Bon Jovi and shit like that. So we had Bon Jovi VHS tapes as a kid that when my parents would leave, she would put it in and we would blast it, and it had like the music videos for like that song Runaway and all of his hits that were at that time. I can't remember what else was on there. So I found that VHS, I think a year or two ago, and I sent it to her in the mail, and it was just like the best present I could have got her because of just like the nostalgia value of it. So I chase tapes like that too. I remember my dad playing like this Motley Crue Decade of Decadence VHS tape all the time in the house. So I found that and I picked that up. Yeah, Living on a Prayer.
Away from him, Sylvia. Pete, what are you doing out here? Are you trying to spy on me? No, I'm trying to tell you something. He's diseased with rabies.
Would you stop talking silly? Get back to bed.
Honest, Sylvia. I wouldn't kid about something like that. I took blood from a rabid dog I killed, then contaminated the meat pies I sold to the group.
Pete, what are you talking about?
It's the truth. I wanted to pay him back for what they did to Grandpa.
Pete, listen to me. What you say is true, Pete. The chances are pretty good that I ain't been contaminated. My God, I didn't eat any of those pies, I swear it. And I was on the outs of the group, so I stayed clear of them the whole day through. That's a fact, really. Sylvia, listen, I ain't had any close contact with them since what they did to your old man last night.
Do you have any idea what you've done? Yes, but I hope you won't tell Grandpa. I only told you because I was worried about you. Oh, Pete.
A kid
At
with
Honda, we've chased down a lot of dreams.
Yeah, so yeah, I've been talking a little bit too much through this movie, so kind of obnoxious, but you get me started on VHS tapes and it's hard for me to stop. So yeah, so I chase those tapes, like any sort of like music video tapes or just stupid stuff that reminds me of like nostalgia, things that I watched as a kid. Like I don't really collect cartoon VHS; those are pretty easy to find, like Casper and like Tom and Jerry and stuff like that. Like I skip over those. I don't collect Disney movies or anything like that, but I do collect like if I see like cops or like weird tapes. Like um I have like an anti-abortion tape that was created by a church organization, and it talks about how abortion clinics collect baby body parts and sell them on the black market. So collect weird shit like that. So if I see something strange like that, I'm definitely picking it up. And my wife, every once in a while, she'll grab a tape. Check this out. Let me see if I can find it. I have a stack over here. I'll be right back. Give me just a second.
Oh,
All right,
sure,
let me
why
knock out
not?
a tape.
Some of the boys at the camp would appreciate you.
All right, so check out this stupid tape real quick. Hunks with Hats from the Country Music Video Magazine. How they feel when they sing their greatest hits. Garth Brooks, Alan Jackson, and Clint Black. So why did we get this? Just because Hunks with Hats sounds like absolutely ridiculous. So we collect stupid shit like this too.
She's upstairs, sleeping.
Well, don't disturb her. I just was very worried.
Well, I'm very glad you're here. We have to have a serious talk.
Has something happened to Mildred?
No, Mrs. Nash is all right. But something has happened. Something that endangers this entire valley.
She's only begun. Give her time and she's ready for more. Construction workers, rise and unite. Look at what we have here. Dig this construction. And she's waiting to be riveted. Wow, hey. Easy, man. Hey, save some for me. Hey,
From Mildred's description of the man who attacked her, I'm inclined to believe he has rabies.
Rabies?
Hydrophobia, the same thing. I don't have to tell you, it's highly infectious.
It's also fatal, isn't it?
You're damn right it is. It's a disease that attacks the central nervous system in all flesh-eating animals, including us humans. It is transmitted upon contact. Symptoms begin to show almost immediately, depending on the person's condition.
What are the symptoms?
Hydrophobia is characterized by choking, convulsions, frothing at the mouth, burning fever, an uncontrollable thirst, but an inability to...
All right, if this is like a weird forced kind of scene, I'm not going to play that here. That's the one thing that I don't like in horror movies, or that I can't take in horror movies, is any scene dealing with that. That's why like Last House on the Left is hard to watch, like the original. So if you're watching this, you're gonna have to like watch this part on your own time, because that's not very cool. Yeah, so until this part's over, talk VHS tapes. So Hunks with Hats, you know, collecting VHS was sort of my thing. And then one day I got my wife into it, and now like it is just taking over. You know, she's almost probably into it more than me, and she finds a lot of good tapes. And it's pretty funny when we go to like a thrift store or something, because we'll race to the VHS rack to see who can find the best tape before the other one can locate it. And like I said, it's just something fun that we do. And it's something that, like I said, I wish more people would do, but not to resell. I wish they would look to find them to just like make them, I don't know, maybe more in demand. And if you pay attention to like music, especially like metal music, then a lot of bands are releasing their music on cassette tapes again. and I wish like more, I guess, bigger movies would come out on VHS. You know, like you have some indie movies that'll release their horror films on VHS, but I wish like we could get like some of these bigger Hollywood companies to do like special runs in VHS because we do it with cassette tapes, we do it with records, but we don't really do it with movies, you know, in VHS tapes. All right, that scene's over with.
Anything will be fine.
Davis!
That hand.
Hey, good morning, Doc. We're in for a hell of a lot of trouble this morning. What is it? You better come with me and see for yourself. Down here. Down there, Davis. We found her that way. I don't know how to explain it. I don't even know what to put in the report. Hey, wait a minute. Davis, I've got to call the Red Cross. We're in a state of emergency.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ!
Satan's foaming at the mouth. Oh, these are Satanists.
No, Davis. There's too many. Come on, we'll be much safer down at the quarry. Come on!
Oh my god. You guys see that? That guy's split and he cut his head off and so walking away. He has it like all around his freaking mouth like a clown.
Hey, you! What the hell do you think you're doing? Put that goddamn thing down!
What the fuck? That man's dentures fell out.
Molly!
Oh, Andy!
Stay away from us, Molly. Don't come any closer.
What's wrong?
It's
Oh,
Cousin
Andy,
Eddie.
I'm so desperate.
Don't you know?
What?
I mean, you've got rabies. You're contaminated. The whole group has it.
Rabies? You mean like dogs? Oh, oh my God. Andy, help me. Help me, get me to a hospital. I'm all alone. Stay away.
This guy right here in the white shirt.
Baby, I'm
If you've
sorry.
seen What We Do in the Shadows, he looks like Guillermo's friend.
Oh,
Can't remember his name.
my baby.
The one that gets invited to the vampire orgy. Jeremy, his friend Jeremy. That's what it reminds me of. What you gonna do with that steak? The TV show. The series. I'd seen the movie when it came out. I was late on watching the TV show. I started watching the beginning of the year, and me and my wife, we binge watched it, and we've watched like all 5 seasons several times over. And they're coming out with a season 6, and we're beyond stoked for it. Like that's like our favorite show now. Like we put it on TV, and that's what we have to play when we go to sleep every night. It's freaking ridiculous how much we love that show, and we can't stop quoting it. That show. You should definitely give the show a watch. It is, or like finish watching it. It is. I didn't like it at first, the very first idea of it, because it came out after the movie, and I was like, well, I don't really want the same premise with different characters, but like the characters in the series are so much better than like the Taika Waititi and the other characters into the series too, so it all makes sense. Definitely watch it because series.
Oh, Roger, I'm so glad you're here. That awful woman.
Now, you listen to me and listen carefully. All hell broke loose up at the dam, and I've got to get help. Lock all the doors and windows and don't let anybody in. Anybody. You
Can't be sure who's been contaminated.
I'm going with you.
No, it's too dangerous on the road between here and the highway. I'm not even sure I can get through.
Then I'll go stay with Dr. Banner.
Still can't believe YouTube hasn't shut this shit down. It just had to have been it flagging Driller Killer as like not in the Creative Commons. But I looked it up, and everything I read said it was in the Creative Commons. So I don't know why YouTube flagged it for that. But you can't do it if it was rated R, but this one is scored more than Driller Killer did. And that's the 10 minutes that we gotta watch that one.
You've got to stay here and wait for Dr. Oakes to call. You'd better take this.
Oh, Roger.
And there's
Don't
some pretty other
hesitate to
sick
use it.
movies in the Creative Commons too. So for the next couple Friday live streams or these horror watch
I could
parties,
hide in the cellar.
That would be the safest place.
I can find some other ones.
Oh, Roger, be careful.
Yeah, Vlada's Law from What We Do in the Shadows movie. Yeah, that's Jermaine Clement. Yeah, he's hilarious. He plays, so he's a writer, producer of the series. Him and Taika Waititi. So Taika Waititi plays, the other vampire in the movie. What is his name? Can't think of it off the top of my head. He had a show called Flight of the Conchords where he plays a like a musician in Brooklyn, if you've never seen it. And it's pretty hilarious. It came out before What We Do in the Shadows. I think it's not really Gun activated, yeah. That sword like went up his back all the way to his Let me look up what Jackass did the freaking score for this. See if I can find it on IMDb. This is the very last score that this guy did. He played this. We had to go behind
Lock the door. Roll up the window.
There may be a woman in that car. Hold your fire!
Come on, Pete boy.
Go. Mildred!
Okay, Petey boy. Honey, it's gonna be okay. All right, Muriel. Well, what can you say? At least the poor bastards have been put out of their misery. Because death by hydrophobia is agony.
Just like that, as soon as it begun, I drink your blood. Come to an end. Get a little bit of that Clay Pitts score. Actually, fun watch. Down here at these movies, Killer Clown. I hate that they use stupid called Burning Cowboy or whatever that font's called. I have not seen Bloodsucking Freaks from 1976. That looks like that would be equally as fun. Mausoleum is stupid. It's a fun movie, but it's stupid. What is this? I've never seen this. Absurd. I haven't seen X-Ray. Fertilize the blaspheming bombshell. It looks like Conan the Barbarian back there. Have not seen that. Cat in the Brain, haven't seen it. The Editor, I've seen this. It's a newer movie. Bloody Moon. I don't think I've seen that. It's amazing how many horror movies there are and like how many that you haven't heard or seen. Yeah, I can't believe YouTube was cool with that either. So let's see how long the stream stays up after the fact. Hopefully it doesn't get reported and taken down, but that was a good time. Like I said, there are other movies in the public domain. So while we're here, let's bring it up and let's look at what else is in the public domain. That way we can plan the next Friday's horror movie hangout. So check this out. So here's what I'm looking at on IMDb for public domain movies, which means we shouldn't have a problem streaming them. So you got Nosferatu, 1922, House of the Devil from 1896. That is most definitely a silent film. So is Nosferatu, but A Terrible Night, 1896. That would be kind of fun if I could find these and we could watch like a silent film. That would be wild. Rain Man, what's up? You're welcome. Glad you were in here hanging out with us. So whether or not you come back next Friday, like I said, we're gonna be doing live streams every Friday, unless something changes. But I will make sure that I continue to post it in the community tab, and I'll eventually be doing live streams scattered out throughout the week on the Patreon channel. And those will be probably just on the Patreon. And those will just be like me hopping on and hanging out and talking about like daily horror stuff. I've just got to fit those into my schedule and find out when I want to do those. But I do like this horror movie like watch party kind of deal. So I think this is going to be definitely an every Friday night thing. And once I get better with live streaming, because I'm still kind of new with it, then I'll be able to press the right buttons at the right times. And I won't have so much craziness going on. So I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out and bearing with me, as I'm trying to like play Mr. Broadcast over here, because I've got all this crap. I've got the soundboard here, and then my live streaming software, I have to click a bunch of shit to get it to go to different screens and stuff like that. So I'm trying to figure out how to make it all easy. I could program it probably on my Stream Deck. I don't know. Like I said, live streaming is a new skill that I'm trying to master here. So if you guys see any of these movies here on this list that you would like to, have on the stream next Friday, let me know if you see anything that's worth stopping or anything that you want to look at a little deeper. We can watch the trailer for one of them here. Cinema Creep Radio. I wish I had a better podcasting voice. I can probably put a filter on it and make myself sound really deep. What kind of music do you guys listen to out there in the chat? Rain Man, Frank, if anybody else is out there. Because if Cinema Creep Radio was a thing, we would be playing A lot of metal. A lot of metal, death metal, black metal, and punk music. And then I also listen to random weird stuff. I'm a fan of everything. Yeah, same here. Fan of everything. If it has a good beat and it has like a like good lyrics, like a good story. Like I like concept albums. Um, then I'll listen to it, right? So I was born in 1986. I am 37 years old. I will be 38 this September. So I'm getting up there in age. So of course I grew up listening to like I said, my parents were 80s metal heads. So that instilled initially like rock and metal music, in me. Um, Born in Texas, kind of grew up all over the United States. But when I was younger, we lived in Arizona, which is more West Coast, and I got into a lot of punk music, a lot of like skate punk because I was into skateboarding and like uh, inline skating and like BMXing and shit like that. So listened to a lot of skate punk. So love punk music. Bad Religion, Pennywise, Rancid, GBH, The Unseen. I could go on and on and on. But and then when I moved on the East Coast where I am now, I I started going to local shows and getting into like metal and death metal and stuff like that. Listen to heavier and heavier music, and I I I started listening, like I said, to heavier and heavier music, and I started playing in bands. So I started playing in shitty little punk bands, and I I started playing in metal bands and stuff like that, and deathcore bands. So pop punk is a fun topic. So pop punk, I will say there are pop punky bands that I listen to, and that's because when I got into punk to begin with, I got into like the pop punky side, right? So when I say pop punk, um, this is always like a fun topic because people will argue one way or another. Like Green Day to me is pop punk, Blink 182 is pop punk. I love MXPX because they're just pop punk. They're like feel good punk, right? Love that band. They're positive vibes all around. So I love that. That's good summertime music, right? Um, when I have to think of my favorite punk band, though, probably hands down is Bad Religion. I love Bad Religion. Um, and then when it comes to like metal and death metal and stuff like that's a long conversation, you know. Um, yeah, old Green Day was great. Like they have a new album out. I saw like some clips of it on YouTube. They were playing in like a subway or something, and like their new album sounds like it's actually going to be really good. So I definitely need to look deeper into that. Let me see if it's actually even out now. Um, so I could. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked here on this freaking stream, but yeah. So they have a new album that came out this past January. It's called Saviors, and like I said, I've heard some stuff from it, and it sounds like their old stuff. So screamo, so what people used to call screamo back when I was in high school was bands like The Used and maybe I think Finch, bands like that, or maybe like Thursday. Absolutely love Thursday. It's probably one of my favorite bands of all time. Um, what would you say is like a screamo band? Yeah, Finch. Yeah, they had that song "What It Is to Burn." That was like that was definitely like something that was super popular when I was in high school. Um yeah, so bands like that, and I listened to a little bit of everything, Taking Back Sunday, bands like Brand New are still in heavy rotation. Me and my wife are the same age. Well, she's a year older than me, but So we listen to all the same stuff, and she even listens to some of this crazy metal shit that I listen to. So, um, metal like we both love Black Dahlia Murder. It's probably one of our favorite bands. Stuff like Aborted, um, Dying Fetus, Coffin's Job for a Cowboy, Cattle Decapitation. I even go into more like thrash, like Municipal Waste, Power Trip, on and on. And then I like a lot of hardcore music. Um, like uh like Integrity or Incendiary or a band called End It or Tsunami, like stuff like that. Like I love that, like beat down stuff. Um, what else is there? Um, and then I love like Psychobilly, which is a completely different genre. So Tiger Army, Necromantics, Coffin Cats, Zombie Ghost Train, stuff like that. That has like major horror elements to it. Like I love that stuff too. Um, and then I listen to some hip hop a little bit. I don't listen to anything new. That's hip hop really, like at all. Like I can't get into it. But of course, being born in the 80s, raised in the 90s, there's of course like all the 90s gangster rap stuff. Um, you know, I was never really a huge Tupac fan. I was more of a Notorious B.I.G. fan, 3 6 Mafia, um, like Mob Deep, stuff like that. Like I said, Notorious B.I.G. was it. So metalcore, yeah, metalcore is sick. I love metalcore. So one of my favorite metalcore bands is My Children, My Bride. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. They have an album called Unbreakable, and that to me is the perfect metalcore album from front to back. Oh, Too Short. Yeah, Too Short was gnarly. So this album right here, I implore you to listen to if you haven't, if you've never heard it. This is one of my probably favorite albums of all time right here. All right, so check this album out. It's from, when did this come out? 2008. So let me see if I can blow it up here for you to see. Right here, this album. It's called Unbreakable by My Children, My Bride. This band is super gnarly. They have a couple albums, but this one right here is good front to back. And they have a song on here called Headshot because they were big into playing Halo back in the day. And it's all about, basically about Halo. Pretty gnarly. So nu metal. I don't listen to much nu metal anymore, but I do. Well, let me actually reverse that. So we play Deftones a lot in the house. There's always music playing in my house through like a Bluetooth speaker, like through our Alexas. And my wife is huge into Deftones still. So Deftones is always on the playlist. It's always playing. Of course, I was big into Korn. I was big into like Limp Bizkit. I was big into geez, what else was there? Mudvayne, Drowning Pool, 9 Inch Nails. Yeah. So my wife's cousin is married to the drummer of Drowning Pool. So that's a little interesting tidbit there. So yeah, but Drowning Pool was always gnarly. Yeah, she's married to the drummer, Mike. This dude here. This guy. Yeah, so my wife's cousin's married to him. He's a pretty cool dude, or seemed like it. I've met him a couple times. They still tour. They still tour off of Methods of Mayhem with Tommy Lee. Yeah. So Drowning Pool still tours off their Bodies album, or the album that Bodies was on. It's pretty wild. Yeah, that Methods of Mayhem, that had Tommy Lee. That was like his his like one of his other side projects, right? So, yeah, I would say check out that Unbreakable album. There's also this album here, which I gotta remember which album it is. Oh yeah, that song "Get Naked" that had Fred Durst on it. Have you guys seen Fred Durst lately? And Limp Bizkit? I can't believe how old those guys look. Let's say 2024. Yeah, this dude has like a full-on beard now, like a white beard. I mean, look at him here with West Borland in the overalls. It's crazy. And like I saw something on YouTube. He was dressed like this, like he was dressed like a cowboy. I was like, what the hell is happening? I mean, I don't know if they're ironically doing this, but I was like, that's not the freaking Limp Bizkit I know. But of course, like I said, I was born in Texas. This is the look. This is the look right here. Oh yeah, suicidal tendencies. Yeah, those dudes. So this is like stuff that like I listened to as a kid because my dad listened to him. He used to have this big box of cassette tapes and I would just go through them and I would listen to them in the house. Like nothing says like I've done time more than like the suicidal tendencies look. Have you guys ever listened to Body Count? Ice-T's like thrash hardcore kind of band. They actually have some like a handful of decent songs. A lot of their stuff is just really bad, but they have a handful of good songs. And it's really weird that Ice-T has a band like this. Yeah, their merch is kind of sick though. Right here, like that Raiders looking logo with Body Count or whatever that is. That's kind of cool. I like a lot of bands that that like sing about like civil rights and stuff like that. Like I think that's really cool. Like they have songs like that. Like this band here, Incendiary. This is probably one of my favorite hardcore bands. If you guys haven't heard them, this band here, they're really gnarly. They have songs about that. It is their album Cost of Living, I think is the name of the album. Yeah, this is a good album right here. Actually have I have a shirt with this print on it, but it's not like a front print like that one. It's got a back print. This one. Actually have that shirt. Gore. Yeah, Gore was gnarly. I mean, come on, right? Gore was just freaking gnarly. Imagine how much went into like the theatrics of just getting ready to play a show. I mean, look at that costume. Look at all that shit that he's wearing. It's insane. Did you guys ever watch that show? Oh man, Holliston. It was on Shudder for a minute. It might still be on there. This show right here. It has why can I not think of that dude from Gore's name? It's on the tip of my tongue. What was his name? The singer of Gore. The guy that he died not long ago. What was his name? Do you guys know his name? I can't think of it. Holliston is sick. You would probably like it. It's from Adam Green, the dude who did Hatchet. Yeah, from the creator of Hatchet. It has Dee Snider from Twisted Sister in it. Adam Green has what's this guy's name? This guy right here in the plaid. He writes a lot of horror shit. He writes like for Creep Show and stuff like that. What is his name? I can't think of it off the top of my head. It starts with a J. But yeah, it's really funny. It's stupid. Let's see, what is his name? Joe Lynch. God, I knew that. Yeah, knew it started with a J. Joe Lynch. So yeah, check out Holliston if you see it. It's just a good time. Yeah, Hatchet's hilarious. I like both of them and the Victor Crowley movie. I think he's Victor Crowley's just a cool character. And I like Adam Green because Adam Green, his podcast with Joe Lynch, The Movie Crypt, is really good. And I think Adam Green is just somebody who appreciates horror and knows horror. And I think that he is a lifelong fan and a lifer. He's not somebody just kind of like coming through and like trend hopping and like making a pit stop because it's popular or easy to make horror movies. He's literally here because he loves it. Like he eats, breathes, and sleeps horror. And I can respect that. Same with Joe Lynch. Joe Lynch is the same way. Because if you check him out on IMDb, Joe Lynch, I don't know what Adam Green is up to, but like I said, Joe Lynch, he's always got something going on. So right here, Joe Lynch. Let's see what he's got going on. So I know he did a lot of, so this is his acting credits. Where was his directing credits? Tales from the Void coming out. I know he was doing some stuff for Creep Show right here. The TV, he directed 4 episodes. So if you're a Creep Show fan. Oh yeah. Derek Mears. Yeah, Hatchet 3. I did a, I don't know if you guys paid much attention to it because I've talked about it. Let's go here. So I used to have another Cinema Creep page, and right here. So I used to have another Cinema Creep page, and then I created this new channel here. And this old channel was me and this guy here was a co-host. We sort of lost the access to this channel, and we just had to abandon it essentially. And he's a musician, so he went on his way and started doing music and all of that. And then I've just kept on with Cinema Creep. And that's sort of why I took a year hiatus off, is because I created the new channel. I was trying to figure out if I was going to go back to this format or if I was going to just do what I'm doing now, trailer reviews and live streams and all this cool shit. So, but yeah, we actually did a podcast on Hatchet. Where was it? But these are some pretty decent podcasts. If you ever get bored, come back through here and listen to some of this, because we had a lot of fun doing this podcast. And I've kind of kept up a little bit of the same style with the neon green and the slime text and some of the catchphrases and stuff. But if you guys watch some of these episodes, was it this one? Some of these episodes we would dress up in. Not this one. Let me show you guys. It's freaking stupid. Where's it at? Probably this one. Oh yeah, check me out. He's dressed up like Michael Myers, and I'm dressed up like Laurie Strode. Like, I have a wig on, I have balloons in my shirt, and my studio used to be set up a little bit different, but there's spider web all over the place. This was like a, I think like a Halloween episode, Halloween 2 double feature. Oh yeah, you've watched several of them, Frank. Yeah, these are cool. So there was one where I was dressed up like Jack from American Werewolf in London, and I was freaking dying in the costume. Where is that episode? It was stupid how hot it was. I could barely breathe. Like, if you listen to, here's the Hatchet episode. If you listen to the podcast, you can like hear me like gasping for air. It was so freaking hot. I don't know where it's at. It's in here somewhere. I'm half-ass looking. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, there's one where I was dressed up in the freaking mask, and it was so ridiculous. Oh, right here. Yeah, my costume was on point though. Like, I had my hands painted and everything. Like, look at this. This is ridiculous. Who's dressed up as Jason, obviously, and I had my face painted under the mask and like had this jacket on, and the jacket's covered in blood. It was just so freaking hot. And I'm just gasping.
They see the cables rip, so the dude's like, it's on its side. Additionally, you know, it has all the amazing kills and like gore gags that you love in Friday the 13th films.
My brain was cooking.
But you know, on top of that, you've got stuff like the weirdness, right? So
oh yeah, the Frankenhooker episode. Yeah, so that's one thing that sucks about like not doing the podcast anymore, is it's nice to have
but you know, that's
a conversation with somebody.
What was
when you're talking horror, that's why I really enjoy doing these live streams. You know,
years after
and
so I'm like, okay, so I rented it, and
because then you have somebody to bounce ideas off
feel like
of,
having
and somebody
Italian
to talk
tonight,
to.
and he literally takes
And
a
the live
slice of
streams are cool
pizza out
because
of
I get to
fucking
talk,
Tupperware.
you know, with you guys in real time and have these conversations. It's a lot funner than just doing videos. But yeah. So the Cinema Creep podcast, like I said, we lost access to this channel to like Google two-step authentication is no joke. Like, if you have a phone number and an email that you no longer have access to, there is no hope of you ever getting your account back. So Black Mass, it was a name I came up with. So Black Mass was a film production company that we were going to start, where we are only going to create horror films. So if you don't know, I shoot horror films, or like I'm a photographer and I am a filmmaker, right? And this goes back probably to a lot of my life, but really professionally doing it from 2010 photography wise, up until like now. Like, I still shoot, but I've shot everything under the sun. So we're talking about commercials, we're talking about music videos, we're talking about films, weddings. I did that. I've done portraiture work, commercial work, like all kinds of stuff. Reality TV, and for a while. And then we decided, okay, well, we both love horror. It was me and Justin here, the other host of the original Cinema Creep podcast. And we're like, well, let's start a horror film production company and let's just shoot horror films, right? So that's what we did. We came up with the name, or I came up with the name Black Mass. And because I thought it sounded, you know, nice and kind of let people know straight out the gate, Black Mass Films, they're going to be shooting darker shit. And so came up with that. And then we shot one horror short film. It's on my other YouTube channel. I don't know if you guys have ever checked out my other channel, but it's on here. And it's okay. There's some issues with it. The issues are, let's see, where's it at? I mean, we could watch this next week. It's called The Butcher. It's right here. So there's some issues with it. One, YouTube won't push it because it's got like an R rating. So like you have to put your age in before you can watch it. And so it doesn't put it on like the watch page for people to watch. That's probably why it's just black here and won't let me show it. Because let's say if I just click on a different video, so this video will play. This other one won't play. The Butcher won't play because you have to be able to put your age in. So I can't even stream that unless I stream it from my computer, which I could do. Yeah, so this channel is literally just like me vlogging, me talking about my photography and all of that stuff. But I do write horror films and all of that good stuff. So I will have some new movies coming out, and I'm just sort of taking that venture and pursuing it on my own because, like I said, me and that guy went separate ways. He started doing music really heavy, and that's what he excels at, and I excel at the filmmaking and all of that stuff. So it's just hard to do filmmaking projects on your own. And then you can see on this channel, my last upload was a month ago because I've been going hard on the Cinema Creep channel. So I'll probably have some new videos out here next week, and as well as the Cinema Creep channel. But Cinema Creep channel is a lot more gnarly for me just because I get a lot more engagement. People are really wanting to share their opinions and share their experiences when it comes to like horror films and stuff like that, as opposed to like over here, if you're not trying to like sell camera shit or talk about new cameras and like a camera channel, people don't really give too much of a shit. You know, like any videos I have that ever popped off over here were because I was like reviewing a new camera, and I'm not on YouTube to sell camera shit. Like if I was going to do that, I might as well go work at a camera store. I'm just really here to make whatever I want to make when I want to make it. I do talk about camera stuff, but it's only if I'm really like super stoked on a piece of gear. I much more prefer like doing these videos here where I'm out and I'm shooting in a cemetery or something like that, like this one. Shit like this, you know, this is where I'll go out and I'll shoot photos in a cemetery or something like that, you know. And then, like I said, I have all these just vlogs here and there, you know, like how to do special effects and makeup wounds, you know. If you ever wanted to learn how to do that, that shit's over here. Step-by-step guides, you know, I don't know. This channel's kind of cool. I have fun with it. I just upload really whatever I feel like it. What do you mean DJI release? You talking about this one here? Yeah, so this video I was talking about the Osmo Pocket 3 camera.
But there are a few cameras that I anticipated their release more than I did with this one
But yeah, I have that camera right here.
So why did I wait 2 months after its release to get it?
Yeah,
Well,
so like
I told myself
if I'm really stoked on the piece of gear, then I'll make a video on it. And then I was doing live streams over here where I was writing horror movies, like live script writing, and those were pretty cool. I enjoy doing those. So I'll probably go back to doing that on this channel. And here's where I streamed House on Haunted Hill right here. That streams over here. But I don't know. I enjoy YouTube a good bit. It's where I'm sort of focusing a lot of my creative. During COVID, I got rid of Facebook, got rid of Instagram. So I really don't have any other social media. I have this, and then I have, of course, the Cinema Creep Twitter, but I have like a photo app made just for photographers. It's called Glass. That's where I upload my photography to. And so I don't really have much when it comes to uploading creative stuff. I know Instagram is still like the main one for like photographers and stuff like that. But and then I have my website, like I'll upload stuff in here that I make or stuff like that. A lot of this Cinema Creep stuff is eventually going to live on this website. I just have to make a section for it. But there's all kinds of stuff in here to browse through and look at, and merch and accessories and like prints and like examples of my photography and stuff. But I need to take all the new Cinema Creep stuff and replace all this old Cinema Creep stuff with the new Cinema Creep. So, but yeah, and I got some blog stuff over there too if you're interested in reading blogs, but YouTube is the main go-to. Yeah, Rob Zombie Trilogy podcast. So you probably know my thoughts on Rob Zombie by now if you listen to that. I have a love-hate relationship with Rob Zombie. And that's because I think Rob Zombie is I think Rob Zombie knows horror. I think Rob Zombie is I think he knows horror. I think he is not a bad director. I think he's a bad writer. And I think he's a showman. Like, I don't listen to his music. I listened to it again growing up. My dad was huge into Rob Zombie and White Zombie, the band. So that shit was always playing in the house. So I've known Rob Zombie and about him for like most of my life. And I've always thought like what he did as a showman, as a musician was pretty awesome. And his music videos were always really cool. And part of the reason that I sort of got into like horror, mainly got into horror because of my mom, but that's a different story. But when it comes to his writing, I'm not a fan of. I think if he just would let somebody else write his movies and he would direct them, I think we would be okay. Like his Monster movie was just like dumpster fire. That was so bad. And I grew up loving the Munsters. I still to this day love the Munsters. I have this Grandpa Munster portrait tattoo like this big on my thigh, like the inside of my thigh. Like I love the Munsters. One of the reasons I got into horror was because of Twilight Zone and because of the Munsters. And that's because I would stay up late and watch them with my mom as a kid, like 5, 6 years old. And so the Munsters meant a lot to me. And I was really hoping he wasn't going to screw it up. But like I said, the guy is cool. Like I would hang out with him. Like if I could have lunch with him, that would be awesome. Because if you watch, I think there is an MTV special on YouTube where Rob Zombie goes shopping with some sort of like MTV host, and they're going through like this Halloween store, and he's like picking shit out. And the guy, even back then, like in the early 90s, just seems so like genuine in his love for horror that it's hard to deny that he's a cool guy, you know? And you look back at like his MTV Cribs episode, if you've ever seen that, like just the stuff he has in his house. I resonate with a lot of what he says and a lot of the items that he has, right? And I think that I don't know. I just really wish he would get with a better writer and he would just do something else. Because I wasn't a fan of his Halloween movies. I loved House of a Thousand Corpses, same as you. And I also loved Devil's Rejects. Let me see what else here. Lords of Salem was probably his strongest written movie, in my opinion. Like, it started out really good, and then I think it fell apart at the end. Like, I think 3/4 of that movie was really, really solid. He did have the Addams Family bear in his house, yeah. So, like, I mean, the dude is cool. I wish he would, like I said, find a different writer. I hated, what was that other movie? Was it 31? Why is that not on his IMDb page? Let me see. Let me bring this up so you guys can see it. All right, so 3 from Hell was really bad. I feel like he didn't even try, and maybe that's just because Sid Haig wasn't in it to carry the movie. Like 3 from Hell was terrible. 31, here it is. 31 was really, really fucking bad. Like, that was so bad. Did not like 31. I would have to watch it again, to be honest with you. I watched it once and I was just like, nah. Like, I didn't like that little, what was that dude that played like the little clown guy or whatever? Yeah, this dude right here. I mean, I like the people in the movie, like, you know, Malcolm McDowell. I don't mind him. I don't mind him playing Loomis. Jeff Daniel Phillips, this guy's okay in my book. Who else is in this? I think I just really dislike this guy. And this guy. Richard Brake. No. Who is this guy? He plays, what does he play? Maybe it's this guy I didn't like. I don't know. But I just didn't like the clown guy. I remember there being a clown guy and I did not like him. He just got on my damn nerves the entire movie. Yeah, it was whatever this guy is in the poster. And I'm going to watch 31 again. I would like to go through and, like I said, do some full movie reviews and do some older movies. Because to be honest with you, any of these cool-ass horror movies that are coming out right now that I'm doing trailer reviews for, like In a Violent Nature, Late Night with the Devil, these movies aren't playing in my local theater. I have to drive half an hour or better to go see these at the bigger theater because I live in sort of a small town. So I will see those eventually. And I guess in the meantime, I'm just going to do like some other videos on some other stuff. Halloween night. Yeah, there was no Halloween atmosphere though. Yeah, Richard Brake. Yeah, that was that dude. But I wasn't a fan of his Halloween movies either. And that's because like this one wasn't bad. Like the first one from 2007. And I actually had this discussion with my wife literally today. We were sitting on the front porch drinking coffee and we were talking about this. Like, I understand why people like this. The 2007 Halloween. Like, I get it. Like, it's not a terrible movie. It's not great. It's not John Carpenter. but it's not a terrible movie. It feels like a early 2000s horror film. You know, not bad. It is okay. The second one, on the other hand, where you brought in Sherry Moon Zombie and like the unicorn or whatever the fuck he was doing, like all of this bullshit right here, like it's like, nah, man, like not a fan of like that whole like dream sequence kind of crap, or like the not dream sequence, but like this whole thing. Oh, that's not the shot. I thought that was just shot where like you have Sherry Moon Zombie and like it was like a unicorn, right? Yeah, I'm Joe Grizzly, bitch. Or like, yeah, like all of this stuff. It was just bad. So could have gone without that. But you guys got me going now, so like even more so, right? This shit right here, equally as bad. David Gordon Green. I don't know what the hell he was thinking when he made this pile of garbage right here. Halloween Ends. Pile of shit. And I didn't like the one that came before this one, which was Halloween Kills. Didn't like Halloween Kills. The first David Gordon Green Halloween was solid. I was like, okay, this is pretty good. I like this. It doesn't take the place of John Carpenter's Halloween 2, but I like it. Now, the middle one, Halloween Kills, I was like, okay, well, this is like a filler movie. I have to take it at face value. It kind of sucks, but it's going to be a filler movie. And then the Halloween Ends is going to be the big one. That's going to be the one that just like blows us away. And I saw this, and we went to theaters and see this, me and my wife, and we walked out, and you're like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Like, this is what they decided to do? It was the biggest pile of shit. Yeah, it was so bad. I would like to go through, like, man, there's so many videos I want to make. I just don't have enough time because I've missed so much time on the Cinema Creep stuff. Like, I want to go through and I want to just like deep dive into all these movies and just like tear them apart, because I love talking about good movies. But even more than talking about good movies, I love talking about bad movies or movies I don't like, because it's just so much fun to like find the little plot holes or like talk about why they're bad. And not even just like movies like this that are like objectively bad, but movies that are bad, like this movie. Where's it at? I don't even know how to spell it. Oh, right here. Birdemic. Like movies like this. Have you ever seen this? Birdemic, Shock and Terror. Please go watch this if you haven't seen it. This will make you feel some type of way about your life and about how movies get funded. I want to do a video on that. It has a 1.7 out of 10. Like, this movie is absolutely just fun to watch from front to back. It's stupid and it sucks. Yeah, exactly. Right here. That's what I'm talking about. Movies that are so bad that they're good, right? Like Birdemic. What's another one? I mean, of course, you know, this is widely known as the worst movie. But Troll 2, like, come on. Like, Troll 2 is freaking hilarious. Like, there's so many quotable lines in this movie. Let's see what quotes they have down here. The entire cast went to a casting call hoping to be extras and ended up in lead roles. That tells you enough right there, right? Quotes. Remember that, oh my God, kid. That's not even my favorite quote. What is it? Where he's talking about, you can't piss on hospitality, I won't allow it. Let me see if I can find it. Grandpa, are you really in hell? No, but I know that a trick that a friend of mine who went there taught me. Like the grandpa that keeps coming up as a ghost is hilarious in this. Half man, half plant, a goblin's favorite food. Yeah. Yeah, this movie. I wish I could stream this movie. Wish that was in the public domain. Yeah, but movies like this I absolutely love because they have so much character and so much charm to them that that I'll watch these. We were watching me and my wife were watching this movie this morning. When I say this morning, like we'll go to bed. So like when I get off this stream and I go to bed, I'll get in bed. My wife is still up, and we'll probably watch a horror movie. That's normally what we do. This movie here, we started watching this, and you want to see something that's really fucking bad. We watched half of this before I had to turn it off because I was just like, I'm ready to go to sleep. But this movie here, I was like, oh, that's got a gnarly name and some gnarly art. Stabbed in the Face. It's on Tubi, and it is like this movie started playing, right? And my wife, who knows nothing about cameras, like this movie started playing like the first like 35 seconds of it. She was like, what the hell did they shoot this movie on? Because it's just like the camera quality is so fucking bad that she was like, what did they shoot this on? There's not even a trailer for it here. But expect a review coming on this once I finish it. Stabbed in the Face. Sounds awesome. The synopsis sounds cool. But nah. Jeepers Creepers. So I love Jeepers Creepers. I love, of course, the first one, and the second one was pretty good. Jeepers Creepers 2 was pretty good. I don't care for the third one. And where's the new one that came out? Jeepers Creepers Reborn or whatever the fuck it was. It was one of the first videos I put on this channel, and I was like, oh, this looks kind of cool. This looks like this might be all right. Because the trailer looked decent, this one. And I was like, okay, this looks kind of cool. The poster looks kind of gnarly. This movie is so bad. Jeepers Creepers Reborn is so bad. I feel like I need to review it on the channel and rip it apart just because I said early on the channel that it looks like it'll be good. I was like, oh, this looks sick. Like you get to see the Creeper's house. You know, there's like a carnival. You know, I'm a fan. I'm like a sucker for like horror, like carnivals and horror movies. I'm like, I like that, you know? And it was so bad. It's like, I don't even know what they were doing. Like the CGI and the green screen is terrible. The story is bad. The acting is atrocious. Like, I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I can't even believe that this was that bad. And does it have it doesn't have the let's look at the goofs. Let me see. At around 2 minutes in the beginning scene where the creeper is in pursuit of the elderly couple driving, you can see a stunt driver wearing a regular baseball cap driving the creeper truck. Then when scenes cut back and forth between the vehicles, you can see someone wearing a creeper hat. The film supposedly takes place at night, but there are beams of bright white light shining through all the windows at all times. Yeah, steps on a bear trap and is still able to walk around. There's so much more goofs. I should add some shit in here. So I do have on the front of my SUV, I have the Be Eating You license plate from Jeepers Creepers. Believe it or not. So I really, really like the first two. Now I know that the guy that like the director, writer of those, I know he's like a predator. So you have to be careful saying that you like those movies because people judge you pretty harshly, but it's like you got to separate the artist from the art, I guess. I'm not giving him any money by buying that license plate. I'm giving whoever stamped it working in China that sold it on Amazon. You know, and like the movies, they're not making him any money anymore. So I do really like the first two. So this one, I saw it. I missed it. Where did it go? Right here. This is what I want to look at. So this made $2 million worldwide, 6 million opening weekend, 380,000. I bet every single one of those people want their money back. What a terrible movie, this person said. 1 out of 10 stars. Yeah, so I mean, you know, I think it's okay to say that you like the movies, you know, because when the movies came out, you didn't know, and you wouldn't know unless you researched it. But I've seen people get drug on the internet for saying that they like the movies, and everything but canceled from saying, "Hey, I enjoy this movie," but I can't control what other people do. I wouldn't give him my money. Like if he came out with something else, I would probably try to avoid it. But at this point, like, you know, when I first fell in love with his movies, I didn't know that he was a freaking predator. So, what can I do? But you know, if nothing else, I'm a Justin Long fan, so if I see him in anything, I'm gonna watch it. You know, he never disappoints, or hasn't yet, with the stuff he's been in, horror wise, anyways. Tusk was freaking gnarly. That movie brought on an all new hatred for freaking walruses. Yeah, so the truck, right? So there is if I could find the picture, I would show you the picture. There is a haunted house near me that they get the Screen Use Jeepers Creepers truck to come to every year, and they let you take pictures with it. And we always get our pictures made with it. And like somebody dressed up in like the creeper costume. Let me see. Let me see if I can find a picture of it. I would have to find the picture. Maybe I'll post it up in the community post. We got one taken this past Halloween, me, my wife, and son, and like we've done it another year when the creeper was there. And like I said, they bring the Screen Use truck, and the truck is just gnarly. Oh yeah, the freaking tension in the original movie is awesome. And it was just such a good character. Like the creeper was such a good character. I wish that, yeah, Victor Salva, this guy. Let's actually look him up. Let's look him up to see what he did, because I know it. I've looked it up before. Controversy, maybe. I've looked it up before. Okay, yeah, so his shit's pretty fucking gross. I'll bring it up here. Yeah, he's a piece of shit. But like I said, at the time when you got into the movies, you didn't really know. So, controversial due 1998 conviction of sexually abusing 12-year-old actor, clown house, and videotaping the encounter, and child porn. Yeah, so he's a piece of shit. Does he still own the rights to Jeepers Creepers? Oh shit. He did sell his rights to Jeepers Creepers. So, yeah, if you watched any of the Creeper movies now, you're not going to be supporting him in any way. So that's Yeah, Clown House. Clown House. This movie here? I don't know if I've ever seen this, to be honest with you. I don't know if I would watch it now. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen this. Clown House. It just I don't want to watch it now. Especially if like you see the kid that was abused in that movie. No, I can't. Like I've seen that cover, but yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it. But yeah, the Creeper was a good character. And I hate that it got ruined through all of his bullshit and sort of like whoever the hell made the Reborn movie and decided they were going to just like go off the cuff and like destroy like the Creeper. Like he had so many stupid ass parts in this movie. So I don't know who to blame. Like the director or the writer. Like I guess maybe the story could have been good. Like the story wasn't that bad. And maybe it was the director. I feel like I watched Iron Sky a long time ago, like when it came out. And it was stupid. The Nazis set up a secret base on the dark side of the moon, 1945, where they hide out and plan to return to power in 2018. Like, I mean, you go into this movie knowing it's going to be like B-movie schlock, just shit. And it wasn't bad for what it was, if I remember. I mean, you knew it was going to be stupid. But, yeah, I don't know. They just fucking dropped the ball with Jeepers Creepers Reborn, I guess. Let me see if I can find like one of the shittiest shots in the movie. I'm sure they have a still from it in here. Let me bring up this other screen. Yeah, so let's look at these pictures of Reborn. I'm trying to find. Like this right here. Like this could have been cool. It's like when he knocks the weather vane off. I think he knocks it off. The guy on top of the house, he knocks it off and it comes through and goes through the creeper's, like, I guess his head. But it's like, look at how bad of CGI that is. Like green screen work. Oh yeah, like the creeper in the original. Yeah. Like I said, that guy, he did such a good job. Like the actor, and like I said, it had such potential. I hate that it had to be ruined by some fucking pervert's crap. I mean, look at this though. Ah, come on. That doesn't even look like the creeper to me. It's just bad. And like this. I mean, anytime you see shit like this up here when the moon looks like that and there's like it's the worst green screen shit. Oh, this shot right here where he goes up on the mountain and he's standing there in this shot. When I saw this, I was like, I'm fucking done. I don't even know why they would put this on here. I would be embarrassed to put this on here. That shot. Like all of this doesn't look too bad. Like it looks like, okay, that could be all right, you know. Like even this shot, not too bad. This whole weird shit right here where she was dressing up in different costumes, I was like, what am I watching? in this whole character. That character sucked. Yeah, I don't look at any more of these pictures. Just making me angry all over again. Can't believe Dee Wallace was in that. You know, being in some heavy hitters right here, right? Like E.T., The Howling, Critters, and Cujo. Like The Howling being one of the best werewolf movies of all time. Not the best, but one of the best. What else is she? She's been in a lot of shit, but I'm trying to think of what it was that she was in that I really liked. Other than The Howling. Oh, she was in Popcorn, 1991. Yeah, I mean, she definitely was a heavy hitter. She played in a lot of good stuff. It's wild to me to see, like, you look at somebody in their 70s still acting, and then you look at, like, their body of work, 268 movies. Yeah, the lore wasn't even, it wasn't even what it was supposed to be. Like, I don't know what they were doing in Reborn. Like I said, it's like they didn't even watch the other movies. And they were just like, all right, well, we're just going to take this character because he looks cool, and we're going to just create a whole new, like you said, lore, a whole new, like, backstory for him. And we're just going to, like, you know, make him act different. Like, he just didn't even act like the creeper. I don't know. Yeah, freaking Dee Wallace. I think I'm going to run this stream till about 2:30, so probably about 20 more minutes, and then I'm going to hop off here. Let's see. Let's just hop around to some of these other movies. Not this one. Other movies, but not that one. Mystery Creeper. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Do you see the problem here? This all makes sense. Oh, yeah, they didn't have the rights to the song because they were playing some other stupid shit. They probably didn't have the money for it. Look at this right here. What is Mystery Creeper? So that's the director. So whatever the Mystery Creeper is that just like a secondary creeper of the movie? Or what does that mean? So you have him playing the Mystery Creeper, and then you have this guy playing the actual creeper. Okay. Let's look at this guy. What has he been in? Let's find out why he did such a bad job. Oh, because he's been in movies like Smoke Dog and Red Devil and Disaster Dates too. That's probably why. Yeah. That's probably why. And I get it. You know, like, we're all up and coming, especially when you get into acting and filmmaking. You got to start somewhere. You know, like, my shit is not the greatest of the great, but it's better than this piece of shit right here. Budget has a lot to do with what you can make, right? But it doesn't have everything to do with it because, you know, you get to a point where you have, I wish I knew what the budget of this was. It doesn't say. It's probably because they didn't pay anybody. Sometimes it'll have the budget down here. but I assume they probably had, I bet they had $1 million or better. They had to have, with all of these people and all this shit in this movie, they had to have had $1 million or better. And so Reborn, it says it made, so gross worldwide, $6 million. And it looks like shit. It sounds like shit. And it's just terrible all around. Like, even look at the tagline. Death gives it life. That's a terrible tagline. I mean, I understand what they're saying. You know, obviously the creeper, you know, he needs to feed to stay alive every 23 years, but death gives it life. Like, did you even try? Let's look at Jake Sill, one of the writers. Let's see what he did. Quantum of Solace, Willy's Wonderland. This was the Nick Cage movie, right? This was a fun movie. It was stupid. I remember I wrote a written review for this a long time ago, and I think I posted it up on Facebook. And I was talking about how, you know, it was good, but it, you know, and I was pointing out the flaws with it and saying it wasn't like that great. And I remember some guy just like going in on me saying, oh, this movie wasn't made for people like you and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, people like me, it's just like a B movie. Yeah, it's just like a B movie. Like, it was fun because it's Nicolas Cage, but if you take Nicolas Cage out of it, it would have been a pile of shit. Like, I'm a Nicolas Cage fan, and I'm a Nicolas Cage fan because he always goes for it. He's going to give you 100% no matter what. It doesn't matter if he's playing in a low budget movie. Doesn't matter if he's playing in a fucking like $100 million blockbuster. This man's going hard no matter what. Yeah, but like I said, if you would have taken him out of it, it would have been just trash. He's the reason it was fun. The Five Nights at Freddy's movie was better. Quantum of Solace. What is this about? I can't. Was this? This was a. Yeah, this was a James Bond movie. Why is that one guy credited on this movie? Jake Sill. Okay, he's known for it. What was he, a producer on Quantum of Solace or something? Oh, he was a bartender on Virgin Flight. I was like, there's no way he wrote on Quantum of Solace, a James Bond movie. Then he wrote fucking Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Oh yeah, Con Air is sick. Con Air is one of the better ones. Nicolas Cage's, he's doing a lot of shit right now. I have not watched much of his new stuff because he keeps putting movies out. Oh, I spelled it wrong. That's why. All right, so Renfield was sick. I thought he played a good Dracula. Longlegs, The Surfer, and looks like another Lords of War maybe in pre-production. So 3 things upcoming. Arcadian. I heard this was good. What is this about? Father's twin teenage sons fight to survive in a remote farmhouse at the end of the world. And this is a horror. Yeah, this is horror action, so I need to watch this. Releases next month. This must have had a festival run or something, because I either heard this was good or I heard the trailer was good. We need to do a trailer trash review to that. I don't see any reviews. So maybe I just heard that the trailer was good. Arcadian. Oh yeah, he played such a good role as Dracula. I wish they would come out with like a sequel to Renfield. Dream Scenario. I want to watch this one. It's where he keeps popping up in everybody's dreams. Horror comedy. Let's see. And then there's that movie where he plays himself. Is that this one here? Movie star Nick Cage is channeling his iconic correct characters as he's caught between a superfan and a CIA agent. So I want to watch this. I haven't seen this. It's where Nick Cage is playing Nick Cage. Yeah. Pedro Pascal's in this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch this at some point. The problem is when you watch horror movies, there's just so much shit to watch that it's hard to like watch anything else. You know, like we talked a little bit about other genres. Like I don't have time to venture out of horror much. I heard Pig was good. Still haven't watched this. It's a drama mystery. So he's in search of his beloved foraging pig after she is kidnapped. What a freaking synopsis. I tried to watch this one. I didn't make it all the way through. Prisoners of Ghostland. Like, it was insane what I saw. Bill Moseley's in this, right? Yeah, Bill Moseley's in it. Yeah, Mandy's gnarly. Mandy, and what was the other one? The other one with like Color Out of Space. This one. Yeah, Mandy and Color Out of Space. Those would make a killer double feature. Both of these are like really, really out there. So this is obviously H.P. Lovecraft story based on a H.P. Lovecraft story. And then Mandy. They both kind of are just absolutely batshit crazy at some point. Yeah, that would make a crazy Nicolas Cage double feature. Hey, look, it's Richard Brake again in Mandy. Richard Brake be getting around. So I got this video I'm gonna make, and here's a fun topic. And I would like your input. Anybody out there listening? So I'm making this video for the Cinema Creep channel, and it's called My Most Hated Horror Characters. And it's going to be a top 10 list of my most hated horror characters and why I hate them. So my question is to you guys, what is your most hated horror characters? Oh yeah, the dudes in Hobo with a Shotgun. Yeah. Hobo with a Shotgun, that's a fun one too. It kind of reminds me of VFW a little bit. But so I'm not going to reveal my most hated horror characters because I'm going to save that for a video. That video is probably going to come out next week. But next week I'm going to have the video out. but I am interested in, like, you know, what do you guys think in terms of like hated horror characters? Who is somebody that you just, when you watch the movie, you wish you could uh punch him in the face, or a horror character that makes you just not want to watch the movie or rewatch the movie? Like you turn it off because you can't stand them. And I'll give you guys one, because Frank, I know that you watched this movie recently. And I'm going to tell you one that's going to be on my list. And I think you watched this movie. I think you commented that you watched this movie recently. And it is this one right here. We're talking about none other than Annie from the movie Dash Cam. I hated her so much. Hated her so much. This character, like, the movie probably would have been, the movie was interesting. The movie would have been so much better, I think, if she wasn't in it. And I read a little bit about this character like today, like I was just reading, and people were saying that the girl who plays her is playing basically identical to how she is in real life. So this actress is basically the same person she is in real life. And people are saying, like, if you go look at her Twitter, like, she acts the same way on there, and this is just how she is in real life. I could not fucking stand her. So she is on the list for sure. And there will be 9 others. I don't know what was going on with her. I know she was like a whatever your political alignment is, I don't really care. I know she was just like diehard, like Trump supporter, and she was like anti-vaxxer, and she was just believe what you believe, I don't care. But she was just like diehard on that shit, and she was just like uh really there to make everybody's life worse, you know. And I'll talk about it when, you know, like I actually make the video of some of the things that she did that just made her like a massive piece of shit in this movie. But like stealing her friend's car for one, right? Like stealing his car, and then like doing they called it the Silver Lake handshake, where she spit in her hand and then she slapped him to wake him up. Like, yeah, so I will say that there were some funny parts, right? Like there were some funny parts, like some of the stuff she was saying. Um, you know, like some of like when she was cussing and the way she would string like words together, and she would say like funny things in like situations where you should be like freaking scared. Like some of that stuff was funny, you know? Like I think that uh for the most part though, God, I hated her. And I will say, I know that I've recommended this movie a million and one times, but the better version of this movie is Deadstream. And like I said, I've talked about it on this stream. I've talked about it in community post. Love this freaking movie right here. This dude is hilarious. You don't hate him. Like he's kind of annoying at first, and then you sort of start rooting for him. Yeah, she was exhausting. Then you start rooting for him, but the movie is just so much better. Like hers is cool because it's like, oh, I'm going around and I'm live streaming. His is the same deal. Like he's live streaming in this house, like this haunted house that he goes into. But like, they both sort of have like crazy demons. But his are sort of more like Deadites from like Evil Dead. And his personality is just a lot better, because he doesn't bring in like all that political bullshit that I don't want to listen to. If I wanted to, I would get on like Facebook or like look at the news or something. I mean, I guess there's places for that in movies, obviously, but like I don't always want to see that all over the place. Like, just let me have something without talking about politics. Oh yeah, getting the AIDS out of his foot. Yeah, that was stupid. But yeah, this movie's really good. And this, I think, was a husband and wife team that wrote and directed this together. So that's always fun. I don't know if he's done. Okay, so he did, he was in VHS 99, played Troy in the segment To Hell and Back. I want to see if he writes anything else. So he has Deadstream, Daystream, test footage and rehearsals. What is this? Okay, I don't know what the hell this is. Didn't you break somebody's arm in the steering wheel? Is that what that was? I'm trying to remember, because I remember something with an arm and a steering wheel. So I think the guy that wrote this, I think he got a 3-picture deal with Blumhouse. And yeah, because he made Host during COVID and he got a 3-picture deal. So they picked up his movie Host and they were like, okay, we'll write 2 more movies for us. And he wrote Dash Cam, and I'm guessing maybe this is the other one, The Boogeyman, maybe. Was this released on Blumhouse? Let me see, 7 more. Okay. Yeah, so this guy, I think he's young, maybe, like younger. But it's like a dream scenario. Like you write something as easy as The Host, because that was all done like via Skype. Okay, what am I doing here? I'm clicking on random shit. Yeah, he was born in 92. So I mean, he's not that. That's pretty young. How old is that? 31? Is my math that bad right now? That's wrong. That's right. Yeah, he's like 31, so he's not that young. But what's cool is I'm pretty sure I read that he did Host, this one. And then he got signed to do 2 more movies, like 3 movies total with Blumhouse. But I mean, he has all this shit here. These might be short films. I don't know. But good on him. I mean, like I said, Dash Cam was sort of fun. It was cool. The way they did it was pretty cool. I thought I've been showing this screen the whole time. My bad. Yeah, yeah, Dash Cam was cool. Like the thought process behind it and the way it was filmed was pretty cool. And I like the antagonist, like the old woman monster thing. She was pretty interesting and gross, and but man, god dang, that main character, I hated her so much. But yeah, Deadstream, like I said, it's a husband and wife combo, wrote and directed it. I'm pretty sure that's what I read. I thought I had this screen up before the entire time, but I guess I didn't. Yeah, it's like I said, he's a lot more likable, and it's sort of in the same vein. You know, he's live streaming, he's going through a house, and so she might be number one on my list. I don't know. I'm still looking around. There's a couple other people that I do really, really freaking hate. Yeah, there's a couple that I really freaking hate. So I think having a top 10 list will be fun. Top 10 most hated. And then I'll probably do the other side, right? I'll probably come through and I'll do a top 10 most loved, right? Just those characters that, you know, were in horror movies that you wanted to root for, that may have died, that you wish they wouldn't have died. And then we'll probably do even maybe like a top 10 most hated killers, right? Because I have some pretty hot takes on that. You know, there's some pretty famous like horror villains that everybody loves. And I'm just like, I cannot fucking stand them. I can't stand that movie. And you might be surprised of what I say on that. Because there's one in particular. There's one franchise in particular that is held as one of the greatest horror icon movies. And I'm just like, I can't do it. I don't see the appeal. So I'll probably make some of those videos, and I'll space them out. Like they're not all going to come out in the same week. But yeah, I think some of those listicle kind of videos will be fun, as well as, you know, like maybe going through and just like I said, I need to get back to doing some full movie reviews. They just take a while. I am doing if you've been paying attention in the community post, I'm watching all of the Texas Chainsaw Massacres. Like I've seen them all multiple times, but I'm going through and I'm giving myself a refresher on all of them. And that's because I'm ranking the entire franchise. And that video is going to be kind of long. So I'm going through and I'm having to rewatch each one, properly rank it, and then give a little tidbit about why I think it's where it should place on the list. There's like 8 Chainsaw Massacre movies. And, you know, 99% of them are trash. So I do want to do like franchise ranking videos, whether it's Texas Chainsaw, Scream, Halloween, you know, Friday the 13th, whatever, like these big franchises. I want to do franchise ranking videos because I think those are kind of fun. And those will, a lot of people have a lot of opinions when it comes to franchise movies of like, why this one or that one's better. So I've been watching them out of order. The Texas Chainsaw Massacres. So I posted up in the community post the third one, which was Leatherface from 1990. I've been watching them out of order, and I would say that I think I have 2 more to go. I need to rewatch the Netflix one, the 2022 one, and I need to rewatch the other Leatherface movie. Did that come out in 2018? The one that's just titled Leatherface. This one. – 2017. I need to watch this one again because it's been a long time since I've seen this one. So I've got 2 more to watch, and I'll probably watch those on Tuesday and probably have this video out by next Friday, simply because the next 3 days I work, and I work 14-hour days. So no bueno on that. I can't do shit on my work days. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. That is a interesting topic for me. So Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, I've always been critical of because I feel like it doesn't follow the same tone that the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 74 follows. Like it is so goofy, and it makes Leatherface, and it makes the Texas Chainsaw Massacre universe not scary. But I do like it for its pure sheer batshit craziness, right? I like Bill Moseley as an actor, in pretty much everything he does. And I like him as gosh, what's his name in that movie? I want to say Tintin, but that's not fucking it. Why do I want to say Tintin? Chop Top. God, I knew that. Chop Top. Why was I thinking Tintin? What? Because he has a tin plate in his head. The fuck am I thinking? Yeah, I like him as Chop Top, and everything he does is awesome. I really like him. And Bill Johnson as Leatherface is good. I like Dennis Hopper in this. It's just crazy. It is it's like the epitome of 1980s horror. Now, when you look at Texas Chainsaw 1, I was reading an article about this the other day. Tobe Hooper was saying that this is the movie that he wanted the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre to be. He just didn't have the budget. He wanted it to be funny like this. And he said he thought that the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre was funny. He said, but I guess it just didn't really come off that way to a lot of people. He said, so when he had a bigger budget, he really amped up the comedy and the silliness and just the fucking craziness that this movie has because he was able to pull it off with the amount of money he had. So, yeah, this movie is just batshit insane, crazy, just from front to back. I like it. It's taken me a long time to admit that I like it, but you have to look at it as its own movie. You got to look at it as not Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1. Because Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1 is gritty, it's filthy, and I understand why that movie scared people, right? This one is just, it's silly, you know, and it's weird to see how many, when you watch all these Texas Chainsaw Massacres back to back, it's weird to see how many of them are trash. But Leatherface is still regarded as such an iconic horror, like, villain. So, yeah, let's talk about this one right here. And this is something I'm going to talk about in the video. And let me tell you about this one. And what I say might surprise you, it might not. This movie right here, the 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, is fantastic. I absolutely love this movie. This is one of the best remakes of a horror film ever made, hands down. And they do change up a little bit of the story with bringing in new characters that weren't there in the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre film. And they also, you know, they changed up the house, and, you know, they bring in Sheriff Hoyt, who plays a main character in this when he wasn't, and, you know, there in the original. And then they also have like grandma and all that in this one, who's alive, and they have the little boy. But this movie is so damn good. Like, it is so good. Just love it. And I was a junior in high school, 2003, when this came out. And this is just so good. Like, it has one of the best kills in horror movies. One of the best, like, I guess, horror movie gross out scenes when the girl, you know, in the van shoots herself in the head, and you just see the hole in her head, and the camera comes out of the back, and you see the smoke come out of her mouth. Love it. Pure magic. And Jessica Biel is amazing in this. Basically, all the cast is pretty good in this. Yeah, exactly. And let me see. I like everybody in this. The dude that plays Leatherface does an excellent job. You know, Arlie Ermy. This dude is just an iconic actor. Let me see who else. This Eric Balfour guy. I mainly know him from 6 Feet Under, but he's solid in this. And the Leatherface mask in this is actually really good. Leatherface is actually, you know, scary in this. He's terrifying in this. You know, he's not like Leatherface acting like a bubbling idiot. He's not Leatherface wearing lipstick. He's just fucking terrifying in this one, you know. And I really like this. Now, the interesting thing about this is this guy right here, the director, Nispel. He's the same guy that did the Friday the 13th remake, which was trash, in my opinion. This one here. Come on, IMDb. So yeah, so he did this, which was pretty garbage as a remake. Now I'll watch this. Like, it's not a bad movie, but if you look at it as a remake, it's not good. Like, if you just look at it as like an extra Friday the 13th movie, not bad. Yeah, how hot, wet, and nasty. And that's Texas, man. That is Texas. So that is one thing that I talk about. One of the other, it's actually Leatherface. It's the one you were just talking about, the third iteration, Leatherface 1990. That movie looks like a Friday the 13th movie. Does not look like it was shot in Texas, except for the very beginning and the very end. The whole middle section is shot at night in the woods. And I'm like, that's not Texas. You know, of course there's fucking trees in Texas, you know, like I was born and raised there, but Texas is canyons and desert and dry. And like you said, it's just like hot and wet and just nasty. And that movie does not feel like Texas. Now, the 2003, that felt like that was in Texas, just like the original did. So this guy right here, the director of the 2003, like I said, he did the Friday remake. And fun thing about this is, like, he hasn't done much since then. Conan Barbarian movie. And now he's just Fox 26 Houston. He did one episode of a TV series for them. And I mean, he's done 110 things. But it's like, I need him to come back to Hollywood. Like, he's done a lot of music videos. He's done a lot of music videos, which is cool, right? But we need him to come back and do some more horror remakes. Because if we're going to have remakes, we need somebody that's going to do them right. And this guy, minus his Friday the 13th, I'll give him a pass on that one because his Texas Chainsaw Massacre was so good that we need him to come back. And we need him to get in on some of these. Like Fede Alvarez that did Evil Dead 2013 remake, and that's doing Alien Romulus and some other shit. He's fantastic too. But I want this guy back. I need to contact him, beg him to come back to Hollywood. Because if he's the one that said, hey, all right, so the script says that she's going to shoot herself in the head, but I want the camera to come through her head, and I want a close-up of the smoke coming out of her lips. Man, should have won an Oscar for that. Love this movie. It made $107 million gross worldwide. It had a budget of $9.5 million. So they made some money on this. Yeah, but I remember when this came out, I was just like, holy shit, this is fantastic. Yeah, really, really good movie. Let me check out, let me see who, before I hop off the stream, let me look let's look at its awards. Let's see what it won. So it was a nominee, Saturn Awards, Best Horror Film, Best Actress, Jessica Biel. She was a nominee. Elk Balfour, nominee, Best Actor. Let me see. So it won Best of Show for True Story, which is hilarious because the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies are nothing like the Ed Gein real life story that it's based upon. Did this guy win? Yes. Sick. Okay, so MTV Movie TV Award. So he won Best Villain, the dude that played Leatherface, deservingly so. And Jessica Biel won Breakthrough Female Performance, deservingly so. Like, she's killer in that movie. It won Worst Remake or Sequel at the Razzie Awards. Come on now. Teen's Choice Awards. Choice movie your parents didn't want you to see. I would love it if I had something that won that award. That's like just a badge of honor. And it won Best Thriller. Cool, won both of those. Best Horror Thriller, Golden Trailer. Fangoria Chainsaw Awards. Let me see. So Arlie Emery won Best Supporting Actor. Worst Film, Best Wide Release Film. How can I win both of those at the same award show? Best Wide Release Film and Worst Film. That makes no sense. Yeah, this dude here, Arlie. I always thought it was Emery, Arlie Emery, but I think it's Ermy. Spelled Ermy. Army, Arlie Army. Yeah, he's great. Like in oh my gosh, what you call it? All these fucking shows he does for History Channel, but in Full Metal Jacket. Yeah, Full Metal Jacket. Gunny Sergeant Hartman. Yeah, he's a force to be reckoned with. And in Seven, yeah, he just recently died. Not recently, I don't guess. April 15th, 2018, at 74 years old. 2018 seems like it was just yesterday. It's crazy. It's crazy how time goes. All right, so I want to check this out real quick. Who the cinematographer was. Because I'm a freaking camera guy. I don't think I've ever looked at this. It's usually up at the top. What the heck? Did I skip over it? Producers. Shitload of producers. Holy crap. Daniel Pearl. So this guy is detrimental for it getting the look that it had. Okay, so he went to the University of Texas in Austin. Texas native. Oh, look at that. See, that makes sense. Check this shit out. He is the cinematographer of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974. That makes so much sense. That makes so much freaking sense. So if you guys read this right here, Gunnar Hansen, the guy that played the original Leatherface, he has this book right here. It's called Chainsaw Confidential. And this is a really cool book. $148. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. So this is a really good book. Like, I've listened to the audiobook, and Gunnar Hansen, he just talks about like all the stuff that went on set and how crazy it was. And how crazy it was on set, and like all the guerrilla filmmaking shit that they had to do, and basically he tells the stories of how they were all just really high the entire time. They were really high and they were dehydrated, and talked about how terrible it was to wear that Leatherface mask out there in the Texas heat. It was like 110-degree days. And he just talks about like all this cool stuff about the making of the movie. And this book is on Audible. It's definitely worth a listen to or a read if you'd rather read like a physical copy. But it is super, super cool. So check it out if you like to listen to audiobooks. And Gunnar Hansen, I think, also passed away not long ago. Yeah, 2015. God, that was a minute ago. Pancreatic cancer, age of 68. I didn't know he's from Iceland, Reykjavik, Iceland. Yeah, this dude, you watch interviews with him and you listen. I'm pretty sure he is the guy that narrates his audiobook too. I'm pretty sure he narrates his own book. He's just like such a like humble sounding dude and just, you know, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, Gunnar Hansen, cool. Well, I think I'm about to get off this stream, or I will be here until 6 o'clock in the morning because I can go down this rabbit hole of talking about horror and hopping around IMDb and hopping around on all of these different websites from now until eternity. So, Frank, I appreciate you always coming in and supporting the streams, whether it's here, whether it's over on the game streams, or it is wherever, you know. I do notice the support. And I noticed that you signed up over on the Patreon, so I do appreciate that. I'm going to be spending a lot of time on the Patreon account. Like I said, putting up stuff over there that I wouldn't put over here, whether that is just, you know, random streams throughout the day that Patreon members will see, whether it's maybe diving deeper into my VHS collection or potentially even, you know, maybe taking you along as I go thrifting for some of these VHSs, whether that's live streaming while I'm doing it or whether that's just creating videos as I'm out looking for these VHS movies. You know, there's all kinds of cool things we can do. There's also a direct message function over there on the Patreon, so I'll be putting up polls and all of that, as well as... Did my screen go black? Oh, there we go. I rolled over a cable. So I don't know if I lost audio or not, but doing a lot of cool stuff with the Patreon coming up. So be taking a lot of requests of what to make videos on. So like if you guys are like, hey, next Friday, let's do a horror watch party of White Zombie, which we might do that because White Zombie's gnarly. Then if you're signed up over on the Patreon, or if you hit me up in the community post on certain posts when I ask questions, there's a good chance that I'll do what you want. You know, there was a guy that asked me to do a review of the Exuma trailer, and I actually made that for him last night. I need to actually upload that for tomorrow, Trailer Trash Review. So always down for requests, and any kind of engagement is great, and it helps me out a lot here on this new Cinema Creep channel, which seems to be doing pretty well so far. I mean, I'm having a blast with it, you know. So if nothing else, you know, there's that. But expect the horror watch parties every Friday night. We might even just start them later, because I even struggled to get here on time at 10 o'clock for the original Start of the Driller Killer one. So I might even just start doing them at midnight, because if people are tuning in from the other side of the country, you know, it'll be like 10 o'clock for them, you know, and I'm up pretty late, you know. I just have a lot of shit going on from like in the evenings, getting dinner done and doing all that stuff. So it's kind of hard to get here at 10. So we might even push them back a little later till midnight. But cool. Yeah, Frank, I appreciate you. Like I said, look out for some uploads on the Patreon and the community posts and all of that good stuff. And as always, stay creepy. Frank, you're awesome. And I'll talk to you later.